Okay, so I haven't been on here in a long time. I mean, a long time. But things have happened that have just got my blood boiling. I mean, when you have people like Omar, Congresswoman Omar, and I use that term loosely, use, say, Charlie Kirk was a piece of, and I let you take it from there, um, I get angry. You know, if we don't start doing something about these people in Congress like Tlaib and Omar and Presley and AOC, these far left lunatics that are trying to destroy the country, they want socialism or even communism. If we don't do something about them, and then look at Dearborn, where you have a Christian pastor goes in and wants them to take down a street sign they put up honoring someone who has been backing Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis in Yemen, and they tell him he's not welcome there. This is America. This is not Islam. Now, I'm going to take some heat from this, I'm sure, from my Christian friends, okay? I don't care. If they want to sit in their hands and shut up and not say anything while these Muslims try to destroy this country, they tell him that he's not welcome there. He's not welcome there in his own city because he disagrees with them. He says they told him that he wasn't welcome because he did not want to coexist. There's no coexisting in this country. It's either you assimilate into this country or you get out of this country. I'm not going to change my way of life to appease a bunch of Muslims who I personally don't believe Islam is a religion. It's a culture. And it's not a good culture. It's not a culture of peace like they try to tell everybody. No, they want to change you. They don't want to assimilate into our country. And I'm sick of it. And people want to sit around and lollygag and do whatever they want and say, oh, turn their face away from it and just let it go and say, oh, well, you have to be nice, you have to be calm, okay? You have to use DEI. No, I don't. This is my country. This is a Christian nation, not an Islamic nation. If they want to be an Islamic, then you need to get the heck out of here and go back to the Middle East and live in a tent somewhere in the middle of the desert. I don't care. Now, you're saying, well, that's not a loving Christian thing. You know what? I don't feel real loving right now because I'm watching my country get destroyed step by step and no one's doing anything about it. And every time President Trump tries to do something, some left-wing loon goes to court and gets one of these liberal judges to go, oh no, you can't do that. You got to stop. Oh, you can't take criminals out of the country. Oh, you can't stop crime in the cities. This is idiotic. It's beyond my comprehension that any of these people could be so stupid. And I'm not saying they're stupid to think that they're just going to let this stuff go on and on and on and on without any repercussions. They're insane. It's going to be repercussions. And let me tell you what, if they keep it up, if they really push this, and these people start getting more violent, I'm afraid what's going to happen. You know, you don't see the Democrats laying back and doing nothing. In fact, they get violent. And they want to try to make it look like it was the right wing that did all this stuff. Let me tell you something. Investigate who the shooters were in these schools. Investigate how they leaned, and they leaned left, or transgenders shooting people in schools, or shooting Charlie Kirk because his girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, is supporting transgenderism, and he didn't like the fact that Charlie spoke out about it. He wasn't mean about it. You know what Cardinal Dolan said this morning about him? And I agree with 100%. And I've had people say, oh, no, 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 he wasn't an evangelist. He was an evangelist. Jesus Christ was the most important thing in his life. And let me tell you, it is mine too. But you know what? Jesus got angry. And Jesus was political. And if you don't believe me, read the Bible. He was political. One of the most political things he's done was when he got the coin with Caesar's face on it and he said, give Caesar what's due Caesar and pay God what's due God. That was political. He was being PC, he was being politically correct at that time. And then he got a whip that started turning over tables and the temple and stuff, very political. Okay? Everything, Jesus was political. And you know what? Where you have a kingdom, you got a king. And where you have a king, you have rules and regulations. Jesus is a king. He has a kingdom. And he has rules. And he's going to rule with an iron rod. And if that's not government, if that's not political, I don't know what is. But all these people want to sit around with their hands under their blessed assurance, doing nothing, not speaking out, not saying anything because they think we should coexist. We're a pluralistic society. But these people that come here who want to come into this country are to assimilate into our country, into our culture, not for us to change our culture to assimilate into what they believe. Sharia law, beating their wives, killing homosexuals, doing all these things that the Quran teaches. But no, I'm not going to assimilate into what they believe because it's evil and I'm totally against evil. And if we don't start speaking out against evil, I've got people in my own church saying, no, 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 we can't have politics in church. That's baloney. Who do people go to when they say, what should we do? They go to leadership. They're looking for leadership. They're looking for guidance. And if we don't give them guidance, someone else will. And we tell you what, if they may not be getting the right guidance. So who's responsible? We are. For being silent and sitting on our buns and doing nothing. Now, yeah, I'm angry. But who cares? No one cares about what I have to say. But I'm going to say it anyway. So if you like it, fine. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't pay any attention to me. Forget everything I said. But this is the way it is. And if people don't wake up, it'll be too late. Read the Bible, people. Things are coming down the pike really fast. And I'm telling you, we're supposed to occupy until the Lord returns. But we're not doing very good about our occupation. We're sitting around doing nothing about it and letting them rule the roost. Well, no more. Things are going to start getting a critical mass real quick. So you do what you want, but I'm telling you that the time is now, and don't sit around and wait for somebody else to do it for you. Don't be so pessimistic. Sitting back thinking, well, I can't do anything about it. Well, no, you can't, because you're not doing anything about it. You're not saying anything, you're not speaking out, you're being passive, and actually almost passive aggressive, because if somebody pushes you, you might say something. But other than that, you're just going to lay back and let it take its course, it'll all go away. Well, no, it's not going to go away, it's going to get worse. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to show you some videos of exactly what Omar said about Charlie Kirk. When Cardinal Dolan in New York said that he was a modern-day St. Paul and that he was an evangelist, and I got people in the church saying, no, he wasn't an evangelist. He was a political activist. He was a political commentator. That activist thing, somebody just decided to throw out there. Was he political? Absolutely. Did he separate the Bible from government? No, and neither should you, and I don't. I've been preaching this for years now, that there is no such thing as separation of church and state, and you can't separate the Bible from government. They go hand in hand because God is a government God. He set up government. We use the term ecclesia, and if you really look at that in Greek and go back and check the real definition, it's not church, it's setting up government. Go look it up. Do some research. Don't be ignorant. I mean, God said himself, people perish for lack of knowledge. We sit around thinking that everything we hear in English is perfect, but English is a shallow language. Greek and Hebrew, on the other hand, are a lot deeper languages, and if you want to study what the Bible really means, get into it, do some word research, and find out what it means. We're missing a lot of meaning, the real true meaning of what the Bible is all about. We're only scratching the surface. And there's more to the scriptures than just salvation, although salvation is the number one priority, that we should be leading people to Christ. But there's 66 books there, not just 4 Gospels. So I guess maybe we're supposed to take those other 62 and throw them in the trash. No, I study them all because they're all important. In fact, I say that if you don't understand the Old Testament, you won't get the full picture of the New. Do something. I've even written a book. I mean, it may not sell. I don't care. I didn't do it for the money. I mean, what am I going to get out of it? $1 a book? Maybe. That's not why I did it. I did it for me. I did it to put the word out there. I did it for my family, so when I leave, something's behind. I'm working on another one, talking about how our sovereignty is being taken away. Okay, so how we're supposed to get that back. And it will be out probably the first part of the year. I am going to continue to do this until people wake up or until I die. So until next time, that's it.
And I feel like, but despite that, I feel like having that sign up there, it's almost like having, naming a street, Hezbollah Street or Hamas Street. I mean, Hezbollah, bombed the embassy in Beirut, and including many Americans. So I just feel that's quite inappropriate. And as a Christian, I would like to encourage peace. I'm not just being like, pro-Israel in this and fight back and that sort of thing, but I would like to encourage peace and not violence. Actually, I'd like to quote from the words of someone who had the same enemy. It was Jewish people who killed Jesus. He was Jewish, but his fellow Jewish people killed him. And he said, the one who lives by the sword will die by the sword. And what I would like to encourage on the other side is peace. He is called the Prince of Peace, and he said, blessed are the peacemakers. And his death at the hands of Jewish people opens the door to peace between Jewish and non-Jewish people. So that's what I would like to actively try to encourage to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Byron. Sir, if you'd like to step forward.
I think the only comment I'm going to make, is not
Mayor?
looking for a rebuttal, is the best suggestion I have for you is to not drive on Warren Avenue, or to close your eyes while you're doing it. His name is up there. It's quite hypocritical to know that you're approaching this podium when you yourself have videos on YouTube standing in front of my mosque saying the cruelest of things about Muslims, about the religion of Islam, because you are a bigot and you are a racist and you are an Islamophobe. And although you live here, I want you to know as mayor, you are not welcome here. And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city, because you are not somebody who believes in coexistence. You're somebody who tries to preach it, but in fact you do everything but that. So I just want to put that on the record.